Good evening, basketball fans. Senior night here at the Mule Barn in Fairfield. Cody Cantrell and his parents being introduced. And now we pick up with the rest of the senior players. We have Brian Estes with his parents this evening. Big crowd here at the Mule Barn as the Fairfield Mules will be going after a school record tonight, taking on the Flora Wolves. They come in at 27-2, looking for win number 28, which would be an all-time school record, which was set back in 1992.
Senior Brian Estes.
Dad probably had to take a night off refereeing, didn't he?
Well, I'd say he probably did. He's been taking a lot of nights off.
Yeah, I used to
watching his son.
I would catch him every now and then. Me and him pretty good friends. We used to referee together.
Here's Reese Lee with his parents this evening. These seniors have been pretty important to this Mules lineup this year, haven't they, Billy?
Yes, they have.
Been fun to watch. And hopefully they got a lot more season left here.
Oh, yeah.
Not only tonight and Friday night against Carmi, but also, of course, postseason beginning next week with the regional at Harrisburg.
Next up, Giselle O'Neill.
Giselle O'Neill.
Escorted tonight by his aunt and uncle.
Playing only 1 year here at Fairfield. He played last year at Wayne City and has meant a lot to both the football and the basketball program since coming over here to Fairfield.
He's a pretty good point guard, Randy.
Yeah, he is.
Senior Giselle O'Neill.
I believe that's his aunt and uncle that are out there with him. I've heard him say.
Yeah, that's
PA.
what they.
Ladies and gentlemen, senior Logan Trent.
Here is Logan Trent. Now, Logan Trent's one of those guys that doesn't get a lot of playing time, but he's so important to your practice team, Billy, and you got to have guys like that.
Always putting pressure on the varsity, and
and on other teams, Logan would probably get a lot more playing time. He's a good outside shooter.
Yes, he is.
But there's just so much depth on this Fairfield team.
Jeffrey Zerlini.
Jeffrey Zerlini. Now, he has had an injury, which really shortened his football playing days, too, here at Fairfield. And you can see the brace that's on his knee.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jeffrey Zerlini. Now our cheerleaders.
Now we're going to meet the cheerleaders.
Macy Clark.
Macy Clark.
She's daughter of Wes and Rhonda Clark.
I work with that guy, Wes Clark.
Oh, do you?
Oh, he's a character. And Rhonda, his wife, works in the local school system here. Macy, also a very good volleyball player, in addition to cheering for the Mules.
Senior cheerleader, Macy Clark. Jessica Sims.
Jessica Sims.
Terry and Rachel Sims. Tonight she's escorted by Terry and by her sister, Brittany Wiggins.
Kind of an emotional moment for all of them, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Even when I was officiating, I always loved senior night.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jessica Sims. Now for our senior band members.
And now we're going to have the senior band members.
Amber Clark. She is the daughter of Melvin and Kristen Clark.
I think they said Amber Clark, right? Mm-hmm. Good pep band here, too, at Fairfield. Amber Clark, yep.
Next up, Jacob Hall.
Jacob Hall, the next senior band member.
Senior Jacob Hall. Next we have Landry Morse. She's the daughter of Robert and Stacy Morse.
I think you said Laney Morse, is that right?
I didn't catch it.
Randy Morris.
Next we have Noah Oates.
Next senior band member is Noah Oates. We don't have the names in front of us for the band members, so we are
Randy,
going from the PA.
You don't never know which one of them is going to turn out to be a good music teacher, at some local
well,
high
that's
school.
The thing. That's the thing.
Megan Stevens.
Next senior band member is Megan Stevens.
The daughter of Bruce and James Stevens and the late James Stevens.
Yeah, we'll get to hear that pep band playing here in just a little while, and they are a lot of fun.
Our band member, Megan Stevens. Now we move to our student athletic trainer aides. First up, Cassidy Hayes.
Cassidy Hayes, a student trainer assistant, working with the trainers here at Fairfield Community High School. And that gives them some nice exposure, too.
Oh, it does.
To what that's all about, what it entails.
Cassidy Hayes. Next we have Kenneth Stone.
Last name was Stone. I didn't catch her first name again. Was it Hannah?
Some of them I can't understand.
Kenneth Stone.
Kenneth Stone, I believe. Again, we apologize. We don't have those names in front of us.
Cody Todd.
Kobe Todd.
The son of Jim and Shailene Todd. Cody Todd. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have another hand for all of our seniors.
All those seniors as we pan across them.
Senior night in Fairfield.
Yes, it is.
On maybe a history-breaking night.
That is right. Good chance of it. But the Flora Wolves will have something to say about it here in a little bit, as we'll have basketball action here in the Mule Barn. Now look at this. All the remaining basketball players coming out and shaking hands with every single one of these seniors and their parents. Now that's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
I
Yep,
like
that
that.
is.
I like that. That's awesome.
That goes back to your non-selfish basketball team.
Well, there you go.
And cheerleaders.
That's right.
And I'm not for sure if I've seen this before. This may be a first for me.
This is rare, but we should see more of it
Yes,
in
we
more
should.
schools. Very classy move. Hats off to these students. And it's not just the players that are coming out and shaking hands with them. It's the cheerleaders and the other band members as well. Now, that's just pretty cool. Love it.
And the ball players are hugging each other.
Yeah,
so
they are.
That's something to watch.
Yep, that's impressive. That is excellent. All right, well, once they clear the floor, we'll bring both teams out and start the warm-ups. And, of course, we'll be getting our pregame show going here, too. Tonight is the Fairfield Mules will take on the Flora Wolves. So stay with us here live on AreaSports.net from the Mule Barn in Fairfield on what could be an historic night. Flora cheerleaders are getting set up in front of us. They're ready to bring their team out of the locker room, and the Flora players are out here chomping at the bit to get on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Flora Wolves gave the Salem Wildcats a scare the other night, and you know how good Salem is.
Yeah, Salem's had a good year.
Salem has beaten Mount Vernon twice, and also has some other signature wins. Got a win against Centralia, and won a couple of big games in the Cahokia Conference recently, and Flora took them to a 2-point game in overtime, I believe.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we'll look that score up here in just a second. But I was talking to Coach Phil Lieb about that in the hallway a moment ago. And when you see Coach Lieb come out, you're going to see that he's wearing kind of a soft cast or soft type of shoe. It's not a regular shoe on his left foot. It's some kind of a soft thing that he's wearing. And so I asked him, I said, "What'd you do, Coach Lieb?" And he said, "Well, back around Christmas time, I dropped a chainsaw on my foot." I go, "Wow."
Was this chainsaw running?
I hope not.
I do, too.
But he said he had to have emergency surgery that night, and surgery was successful. And so, you know.
Just takes time to heal.
Well, I'm sure that it would take time to heal, but we're just glad that he's still got a foot.
Yeah.
And he's able to continue coaching. Oh, and he did point out to me that he was at practice the next day.
Oh, he was?
He had surgery that night. He was at practice the next day. The next morning. Because, again, they were practicing for the holiday tournament, I believe.
He's a coach. If they have open-heart surgery, they're at practice the next morning.
Yep. So anyway, you drop a chainsaw on your foot, you have emergency surgery, but you show up for practice the next morning.
Don't you know the worst job about being a doctor is you go into surgery and they say, "Okay, what's this man's or lady's occupation?" She's a coach, and they're like, "Oh, Lord. How are we going to keep them in the hospital? They're going to be at practice tomorrow morning."
Yeah, how about that? All of the senior Mule basketball players got their picture taken together there. Now the Flora Wolves are going to be entering the floor here in just a moment. You know, this is kind of a deja vu moment for me too, Billy, because you know I grew up in grade school here in Fairfield. Went to grade school in Fairfield, but then we moved to Flora, and I played my high school basketball at Flora. So you know, I played in this gym in a Flora Wolves uniform against the Fairfield Mules. So, you know, it's kind of a mixed feeling for me here tonight, too. Yeah. So it's kind of interesting to kind of go back and in time and deja vu that whole thing. And this gym has not changed that much in 40-some-odd years either. I'm not going to say 40 how many, but 42 if you really want to know, okay. I think it was 42 years ago we played there.
You know, back when I officiated, I went to Flora and Fairfield both, and I cannot say a bad word about either one of the programs. They treated us just like we was kings at Fairfield and Flora. We love going both places.
Well, you know, both gyms are still original here 42 years later. You got the Mule Barn here, and, of course, you got Conley Gym up in Flora, and both are fantastic gymnasiums.
Oh, they are.
Great venues to see basketball games. Now, they've done some cosmetic changes to both gyms through the years, putting these plastic covers over the bleachers and things like that, and putting more of the electronic type down low here in Fairfield. But, you know, other than that, I mean, other than refinishing and repainting the floors and maybe putting some new mats on the end of the walls, you know, that type of thing, the gyms are essentially the same.
Yep. I officiated basketball for 18 years, and I did football for 3. My very first football game was at Flora, and I was scared to death.
Is that right? Really? You admit it now, huh?
Yeah.
You wouldn't admit it then, but you'll admit it now.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think they're getting ready to bring the Fairfield Mules out, so we will let you see that, too, because, again, it's senior night, the final home game of the year. Mules at 27-2, a chance to come up with win number 28 tonight, which would eclipse the all-time record for most wins in a season by Fairfield basketball program. You think of all the teams and all the players that have worn a Fairfield Mules uniform and may be making history tonight. Yeah, he kind of went underneath it there instead of through it.
There they go.
That was funny. Okay.
That must be made out of some tough stuff.
It must be. Must have had some extra Velcro on it tonight, maybe. All right.
They can tape it back together and use it again.
We are glad that you're with us here live on AreaSports.net. I'm Randy Olson along with Billy Rocket. And, Billy, we had to get here early tonight because we knew this place was going to be filled up for the senior night activities and a chance for the Mules to maybe set school history tonight.
Yeah, I left Mount Vernon at 5 o'clock. I thought, I'm not walking from Sims tonight.
Well, again, you got Fairfield coming in at 27-2. You got Flora coming in at 6-21. But as I said, as of late, Flora Wolves have been playing some great basketball. They took Salem to overtime the other night, lost a 2-point game. But they've also picked up some wins here recently, and they've played some other teams really, really close. So even though they're a very young team, and Coach Phil Lieb only has 2 seniors on the roster, and we're going to zoom in here on Phil Lieb so you can see him with that soft shoe or whatever he's got there on his left foot after dropping that chainsaw on it. He's got them playing inspired basketball, and I think as the season's gone on, they've gotten more experience and gotten more confidence.
Yeah, and that happens to a team. You know, a lot of times, you look at these invitational tournaments that, when you play 5 games over about 4 days, or these holiday tournaments, and you look at these teams and you see how they improved, they stayed the same, or they didn't improve at all, and now he's got them playing real good, through all them tournaments and everything, and on the road. And right now is a good time to be playing good. With a little bit of luck, you can get you one in the postseason because it's one and done.
Well, that's
come
right.
February the 18th.
Starting next week, all teams go to 0-0, and so anything can happen after that. To his immediate left, you'll see Todd Countryman. Todd is a new assistant coach for the Flora Wolves this year, but a lot of people know Todd very well from the girls program, as he was the head coach of the Flora Wolf Gals for many years. Had a lot of success with the girls basketball program at Flora, but decided to give that up and switch over here to the boys, and I think he's enjoying himself alongside Coach Phil Lieb. And there's a lot of basketball experience between those two guys hanging out there right now, so that's good. And you pan over here to the Fairfield sideline, of course, and you got Coach McElravy just enjoying the heck out of this season. He talks about it, how fun it is to coach this bunch of Fairfield Mules. The fact that they just get after it in practice. They're very competitive in practice because the JV team's only lost once this year at Fairfield. And so, they have some really spirited practices where they're really competing against each other.
And, you can feel the buzz in the air here in the gym, and I'm sure there's a buzz around town. And, when I walked in, I had a couple of people stop me and wondering what I was doing here. Mm-hmm. And they said, "Did you come over to see history make?" And I'm like, "Yeah." So everybody's aware there's a buzz in town. Mm-hmm. And when you're a town the size of Fairfield and you got a team that's 27-2, just because it almost been as easily as 29-0, but sometimes it's real hard to go perfect.
Well, the two losses, of course, were to the Olney Tigers and also to KC Westfield. And the Fairfield Mules may very well get another look at KC Westfield here in sectional tournament play coming up if they can take care of business in the regional. But, of course, there's a lot of basketball to be played between now and then. But they are going to be in Fairfield's bracket if both teams get there.
Yeah. You like when I make predictions?
Do I like when you make predictions? As long as they're right.
I'm going to predict right now that Fairfield will win a minimum of 31 games.
Okay. Well, that means that they're going to win tonight and Friday, which would be 29, and then win 2 games in the regional, which would make them regional champs.
Right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So they're going to win.
That takes them up to 31.
That takes them up 31.
And then they've got the game against KC Westfield.
I know.
And you're not sure about that one.
I'm not sure about that one.
Well,
if you look at it when it comes to that section on your top and bottoms, I would rather be in Fairfield. I'd rather be in that top. KC is the only thing they've got to worry about. If you get in that bottom one, you've got T-Town, Mount Carmel, Effingham, St. Anthony. You've got more than one team in there that you have to watch.
Well, it would appear that the way that the brackets are playing out, that Fairfield's going to have to beat both KC Westfield and Teotopolis again, in order to win the sectional and advance on to the super sectional against probably the Nashville Hornets. I had a chance to see the Nashville Hornets play Saturday night. Coach McElravy was there as well. Believe me, the Nashville Hornets are the real deal.
Yeah.
They're ranked number 1 for a reason. And by the way, the new AP polls came out today. Nashville's ranked number 1 in the state in Class 2A. These Fairfield Mules are ranked 9th. That's according to the sports writers from multiple newspapers across the state. You look at another poll that's put together by a guy who does a lot of different analysis and mathematical things, based upon point spreads and stuff like that. He's come up with a formula that shows Nashville being 4th in the state and Fairfield being 10th. So it just depends upon which poll you look at.
Yeah.
But either way, these Fairfield Mules are in the top 10, and they pretty much have been all season long, and for a good reason. You know, we've talked about the fact that their offense creates defense, and the fact that you know, they can score in bunches in a hurry. And you know, that Effingham game, for example, you know, they were down late in the game, and they scored 6 points in less than 30 seconds, and came from 7 points down in that game to win it. So they've got the ability to score points in a hurry, and
you know, like we repeated over and over and over and over. They have won 3 of the most dominant tournaments in Southern Illinois.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not talking about a tournament that's got 6, 5, 6, 7 teams in it.
They're cupcakes.
And you got 3 teams in it that's combined records of 3-44 or something like that. You know, you're looking at Lawrenceville and Marshall and T-Town and all them, and then you go down to El Dorado. You know, and you're looking at Heron, Massac, you know, schools like that. You know, they always say, I read on Twitter one time, they always say, you've either got a basketball team or you have a basketball program.
There you go.
You know, and you take teams like Heron and Massac along with Fairfield and all of them, they have a basketball program, you know.
Because they just keep rebuilding it year after year. Yep, keep reloading.
And then, you know, you go over and you go to Carmi in January. You know,
win the Carmi Invitational.
That's not no pushover.
No.
You know, Carmi's tough on their home court. You've got Mount Carmel.
Yep.
You know, and
hey, you're exactly right. So they won the Capital Classic in Lawrence County. They won the El Dorado Holiday Tournament, and they won the Carmi Invitational Tournament. 3 outstanding tournaments. First time in school history to do that as well.
Right.
And let me tell you about that win against Heron in the championship of the El Dorado Holiday Tournament. Do you realize that the Heron Tigers have not lost since Fairfield beat them?
I think that's, Sailor Shirts is over there coaching them.
Sailor Shirts is coaching Heron.
And they're probably just getting better and better and better.
That was a wake-up call to the Heron Tigers. They've had a chip on their shoulder ever since the Fairfield Mules beat them. Of course, Heron's a 3A team, and thank goodness they are a 3A team if you're Fairfield.
And so far, January, they took it out on probably, about 10 teams?
Yeah, well, a bit more than that. I think they've won something like 18 in a row now since Fairfield beat them in the El Dorado Holiday Tournament.
December, not January. Yeah.
They will be in Mount Vernon Saturday night to take on the Mount Vernon Rams, and Heron lost earlier in the season to Mount Vernon, so Heron's got a little score to sell on that one.
You better hope they ain't got that chip on their shoulder.
That's right, so that could be quite interesting too. All right, teams are going to start going to the locker room for their last-minute instructions. We want you to meet some of our underwriting sponsors to help to make tonight's broadcast possible. We're going to let you do that, and then we'll be back with more in just a moment here from the Mule Barn as the Fairfield Mules take on the Flora Wolves on AreaSports.net. It's the heating season, and Wayne White Propane and Sporting Goods remind you that they have fast, reliable propane delivery service to your home or farm. And if you need those propane bottles filled up, you can bring them to Wayne White Propane and Sporting Goods for fast service. Looking for a wide selection of guns and ammunition? You'll find it at Wayne White Propane and Sporting Goods. You can even search online through our website at WayneWhitePropane.com. And don't forget, we also have hot tubs and supplies for your hot tub as well at Wayne White Propane and Sporting Goods, located on West Main Street in
As a craftsman, Gordy had imagination and vision. As a business owner and machinist, he understood all the moving components and how important they were to making things work. When he dreamed of building his business, he knew he needed help. FNB provided the spark necessary to ignite his growth. That partnership has proven to be his best creation yet.
Are you going out of town for a vacation or a weekend getaway? What are you going to do with your dog? That's easy. There's Jaggers Doggy Daycare in Mount Vernon. Jaggers Doggy Daycare is your one-stop shop for overnight dog boarding, doggy daycare, as well as dog grooming and obedience dog training. It's your dog's home away from home, and they will thrive, and they'll get one-on-one attention by a great staff. More information is available on the web at jaggersdoggydaycare.com. Jaggers Doggy Daycare, 414 Main Street in Mount Vernon. Sometimes you need an attorney who can look out for your interest. Located just a short drive away in Mount Vernon, Olson & Reeves offer a free consultation to discuss your needs. Everything is discreet and confidential. At Olson & Reeves, they can provide you with consultation and assistance with traffic law and DUIs, estate planning, living wills, divorce, real estate contracts, personal injury and accidents, as well as medical malpractice. Call Olson & Reeves, attorneys at law in Mount Vernon at 316-7322. Carter Turf and Tractor is now open in their beautiful new location on West Main Street in Fairfield in the former Save-A-Lot building. Carter Turf and Tractor is your area dealer for high-quality Kubota tractors in a variety of sizes, perfect for a landscaping business or to easily handle a variety of jobs around your home or farm. They can customize a solution for your needs. They also have the Kubota RTV utility vehicles for on-road and off-road transportation and hauling needs. When there's mowing or lawn work to be done, Carter Turf and Tractor has you covered with Exmark riding mowers and walk-behind mowers. They also feature a good selection of Echo brand brush cutters, trimmers, and chainsaws, as well as Honda and Generac generators. Come in and see for yourself at the new Carter Turf and Tractor, open 8 to 5 Monday through Friday and 8 to 2 on Saturday. Welcome back to the Mule Barn. I'm Randy Olson along with Billy Rocket, former longtime basketball official, in the booth with me tonight. And, Billy, I said that Flora played Salem to a 2-point game in overtime. It actually was 3 points. I just went back and looked at the score. It was 65-62, so a pretty high-scoring game against a very good Salem team. So give Flora credit. That was just about 10 or 12 days ago. And also, they just lost a game to Paris last week, 39-37. So, again, this Flora team playing much better basketball. So if you're the Fairfield Mules, you certainly can't take the Flora Wolves for granted, even though they come in here at 6-21 on the season.
Right.
We saw what happened when the Foxes were here.
Exactly. Yeah.
Foxes. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You don't never know on any given night.
No.
I mean, you know, and even when it comes to regional time, it's like filling out that 64-team bracket in NCAA. How many times we all been perfect, you know?
Yep.
And you just don't never know.
Danny Anselmont's got the night off tonight. He's propping his feet up in the recliner and leaning back and watching the laptop and enjoying the game with us tonight. So, it took him about 2 hours and 15 minutes to get back home in the fog last night after going to Redbud.
I bet it was horrible. Yeah, because it's a haul to Redbud.
Oh, it is. There's no good way to get there. It was all 2-lane roads, and it was foggy, and so tough loss for the Hamilton County Lady Foxes last night.
The only way to get to Redbud's by helicopter.
Well, that was about it, but he didn't have that. And they may have called the helicopter down because of the fog, too, But, we've got a lot of people logged on watching with us tonight. We even got somebody watching from Jamaica tonight.
Wow.
Justin Braddock watching tonight, logged on watching the game from Jamaica. Hey, Mon, how's everything in Jamaica, Mon? All good here? All good here, Mon. Hope you enjoy the game, Mon. You ever been to Jamaica, Billy?
No, I haven't.
Oh, well, you got to go there sometime. If you do, you got to go to Dunn's River Falls. That's where you actually climb an actual waterfall.
Really?
Oh, you and Patty would love it. Yeah, you start off with your feet in the ocean, and then you start climbing this freshwater waterfall.
Can I take them pups with me?
I don't know if they could climb it or not. Might be a little.
They're going to have to stay at Jaggers?
They might have to stay at Jaggers, that's right. We're going to have the playing of our national anthem here in just a moment. We're going to take a brief timeout and be right back with more in just a moment.
Wherever life may take you, it all starts with the first step. Begin your journey with Frontier Community College, the foundation for your future.
Underwriting on the Vines made possible by Fairfield Printing, Graphics, and Sporting Goods. You can support your favorite team with T-shirts and other team gear, including Sisney, Wayne City, Fairfield, Jasper, New Hope, and others. The new location features a larger showroom with more products and services being added. Fairfield Printing, Graphics, and Sporting Goods also does banners in a variety of sizes, as well as business printing needs like letterhead, envelopes, and business cards. Their website is fairfieldprintingandgraphics.com, and we appreciate their underwriting. The national anthem tonight is played by the Fairfield High School Pep Band under the direction of Joshua Livesay. They do a great job. We're going to meet the members of the Flora Wolves wearing their traveling orange tonight, trimmed in the blue.
That car, the 6-foot senior, number 10, Nick Schaefer.
Nick Schaefer, a 6-foot senior for the Wolves. Only 2 seniors on the entire roster. Very young team this year for the Flora Wolves. Number 15 is Isaiah Cohn. He's a 5'10 senior. So those are your 2 seniors for Flora.
At forward, 6-foot freshman, number 25, Cole
6-foot freshman, number 25 is Cole Young.
Another guard, 5'11 sophomore, number 20.
Number 20 is Christian Gosey. He is a 5'11 sophomore. And number 33 is Alex Wiles. He's a 5'11 junior. So, again, they're going to go with Schaefer, Cone, Young, Gosey, and Wiles. And size-wise, they're not real big, Billy. They are 6 foot, 5'10".
I noticed out there in
6 foot, 5'11", 5'11". So not a lot of size and not a lot of experience for the Flora Wolves this year. But as I said, they've been playing better as of late, because if you took Salem to overtime, you got to be doing something right.
Oh, yeah.
65-62. Now we'll meet the members of the Fairfield Mules as the lights are going to go off.
On your feet for senior night.
Everybody gets their cell phone out instead of a lighter. Create some lights. Thank goodness they don't have the lighters out.
Yeah.
6-foot senior guard, number 1.
Number 1 is Reese Lee, 6-foot senior guard for the Mules.
Another guard, 5'11 senior, number 5, Jay
Zell O'Neill, another one of the seniors. Where's number 5? Again, he's a 5'11 senior.
At forward, the 6'1 senior, number 12, Cody Cantrell.
Cody Cantrell, another senior. Where's number 12? He's 6'1".
At forward, the 6'6 senior, number 32, Brian Estes.
Brian Estes.
And that guard, the 5'8
Estes, of course, is still a junior. He wears number 32. And Logan Trent's going to get the start tonight on senior night. One of the seniors that was introduced earlier here during senior night. Gets his shot tonight, Billy. That's great for him.
It is.
Glad to see that. Because, again, you got to have guys like that on your practice team, and Logan's been a pretty important part of the squad this year at practice, I know. So, he doesn't get a whole lot of playing time because, again, of all the depth they've got on this basketball team here at Fairfield. All right. You know any of these officials out there tonight, Billy?
No, I don't.
That's kind of rare for you to not know any of the officials because you officiated for, 18 years or so. So if we have any questionable calls tonight, we're going to let Billy explain what's going on. And by the way, you were correct the other night on that call. That call that was made here the last game where you and I did, whenever the foul was called, and you said they should have been shooting and they took the ball out. You were correct. They should have been shooting.
Right.
You knew the rules, and the officials doing the game didn't. Just pointing that out to you because we checked on that later, and they blew it.
If you're on top of your game like that, you don't have to go to a correctable error. And when you get into a correctable error, that is tough because it's after so many live dead balls that you can correct it. We may want to give a shout-out tonight to Coach McElravy's mother.
Well, she may be watching again up around Greenup, Illinois. I don't know if she's recovered yet from her medical situation there, but if she's not in the building tonight, along with about 2,000 other people, here's the alley-oop. Look out! There's the flush. What a way to start the game to Brian Estes. And that's a matter of timing on that play, and they had it down perfect, and Estes went up and got it and slammed it through the rim.
On TV that looks easy, but sitting here watching it like me and you, that's got to be perfect.
Well, it's got to be perfect. You're right. And coming right back are the Wolves to tie the game at 2-2 as we get the scoreboard going here. See, we don't have the benefit of having the camera lady here with us, so we have to multitask. You don't have the camera lady, things are tough. Yeah, Danny found that out the other night.
Yes, he did.
He found out how valuable the camera lady is, as if he didn't already know,
Yeah, he took some heat on Facebook on that.
All right, that was a turnover.
Maybe we could sign Claire to a contract for us. Danny probably wears her out, though.
Well, she might not want to put up with you and me. I don't know. She might not. Although, you know, Danny had to take her out to this fancy downtown Redbud restaurant last night, from what I understand.
Oh, he did?
Had some delicious barbecue. Shot up out front. It's no good. Tip back up and in by Estes.
I didn't even know there's anything in Redbud.
Well, he said some kind of a barbecue joint, and they said it was pretty full, so I guess everybody else is eating there too. You know, kind of a mom-and-pop place.
Yeah.
Estes has all 4 of the Fairfield points to start the game here, as with it for Flora is Cone. Shot from the corner is good. It's a 3-pointer. Knocked down by Schaefer. And just like that, Flora takes a lead here at 5-4. Yeah, again, the Mules at 27-2, and the team in 1992 also won 27 teams. That team went to state as Estes scores again, and it's Brian Estes 6 and the Flora Wolves 5. And many wondering if this Fairfield team can make it to state like the team in 92 did. That won those 27 games. And on that...
somebody broke when they wasn't supposed to.
Yeah, they zigged when they should have zagged. On that team was Foster, who is one of the assistant coaches here for Fairfield. Played on that team.
You know, this year's team's record, I think, is going to be really hard to beat.
It's going to be there for a while, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
It's going to be there for a while. Logan Trent around to Reese Lee. Out here to O'Neill. Back around to Trent. Skip pass over to Lee. Wolves in a man-to-man. Well, no, actually they're playing a 2-3 zone, aren't they? They're playing a 2-3 zone. Here's Reese Lee shooting over that zone. He's got it. Reese Lee goes long distance. Makes it 9-5 Fairfield. So far, Flora's been able to take care of the ball okay, which a lot of teams have struggled against Fairfield this year. Here's a little give and go down low. Shot is up, and it's missed down there by Cole Young. Rebound by the Mules, and here they come. Here's a drive by Cantrell. Shot is short, no good. Flora's got it back the other way. Quickly down the lane. Shot's blocked by Estes. Back out for a shot. No, instead of drive, taking it to the holes, Nick Schaefer, and he scores. Schaefer makes it 9-7.
Nice drive by Nick Schaefer.
It was. I thought he was going to pull up for the jumper, but instead he put it on the floor and took it strong to the rack. 4:34 to play here in the opening quarter. Here's a shot from the left wing. It's no good by Lee. Rebound by the Wolves. And even though Flora doesn't have a whole lot of size, they're going after the boards, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
Isaiah Cone gets it on the right side now to Gosey. Gosey back to Cone. And they try a backdoor cut. There's a pass down low. Shots up and in by Schaefer. Nice play there by the Wolves, and they tie the game at 9 apiece.
Give Schaefer 7.
And they're getting some high percentage shots here in the first quarter. Here's Cantrell with it for the Mules. Around the horn it comes to O'Neill. Down low to Cantrell. He alley-oops it up to Estes, and he puts it up and in.
Boy, it's just a sweet, easy assist. You know it?
Yeah, it
is. You got a guy like that.
Well, when you got a guy 6'6" like that and nobody on the floor anywhere near his size, you just throw it up, he can go get it. And that's what they're doing. As a drive by Cole Young results in a foul on the Wolves. And here comes the super subs. 4 of them coming into the game. As one of the original starters that used to always start the games, Wyatt Gilbert, who's still been nursing that sprained ankle, is in the game. And, of course, he's going to come in along with Colin Massey, Landon Zerlini, and Luke Dagg. And those guys have made things happen when they come in this year, haven't they?
Yes, they have.
Here's a shot from outside. It's good. Boy, what a shot that is. As Gosey. He tickles the twine from behind the line, and
this must be the way
Flora's hanging in there.
Flora was playing against Salem.
They're up 12-11. Shot from the corner is no good. Back by Dagg off the glass and good. Luke Dagg's one of those guys that's got a nose for the basketball, you know. He's kind of that blue collar type guy for the Fairfield Mules coming off the bench, you know. And again, these guys would be starting for most other teams in Southern Illinois. But because of the depth that Fairfield has, they know their role, they understand it, they accept it. Here's a shot that's up short, no good. Rebound by the Mules as they pushed ahead. And actually, also in the game now is Kane Hicksonball. And
Zerlini with a three. And, you know, I know Flora knows this, but when you play Fairfield, there's a kickball. You know that you've got to come in here and score points. Now, right now, we got 2:16 to go in the first quarter, 16-12. There's a lot of times that's a halftime score.
Yep, some places it is. Yep. Some places it is. Fairfield extending the defense out now, extending that zone trap, looking for that trap. Flora stays patient, handles it, gets it across. Schaefer has it, and he gives it up to Cole Young. Young's guarded by Hicksonball out there. Back to Young. There's a wraparound pass in the corner. A three is on the way, and it's good. Knocking it down again is Nick Schaefer, and timeout by the Fairfield Mules. And, boy, these Flora Wolves have come out shooting here tonight.
Yeah, Coach McElravy's not happy right now. Nope. He's going to do some changes.
He is. While he takes a break, we'll take a break, too, and be right back. Back at the Mule Barn, Randy Olson along with Billy Rocket. We've got Jeff Wise logged on watching the game with us tonight. Normally Jeff would be here so he'd put his head in front of our camera, but tonight he's not. He's at home under the weather, he said. But he thanks us for the broadcast, and Jeff, we're just glad we can bring it your way, okay? And get better soon here. Hope you don't have any of that flu crud that's been going around. We got a cameraman that's right in our viewpoint here. I hope that maybe he moves to the other side the second half. We'll see. Here's a Hicksonball with a nice up and under move and gets a head fake and puts it up and in. That was a great move by Hicksonball. You know, he just quietly goes about his business.
He does.
You know, kind of the silent assassin, as we like to refer to him, and he can get you. And he completes the traditional three-point play. Puts the Mules up by 4. It's 19-15, and here comes the trap again. But Flora handles it, gets it across quickly. Cone has it, and there's a steal. Wyatt Gilbert, 2-on-1 break. Gilbert's going to take it all the way himself and lay it in. And there's that defense creating offense for the Mules. Flora will be the number 1 seed in the regional next week. Another steal by Gilbert. It's going to throw ahead to Dag. Look out! Dag takes it in.
Foul basket, good. That's a 6-0 run, Randy, yes, after the timeout.
I think they got the wake-up call from Coach, didn't they?
Must have been a tent revival.
Must have been a little tent revival over there in the huddle. That's right. Luke Dag, and now timeout by the Flora Wolves. Timeout on the court. And we have 1:01 left here. It's a 30-second timeout, so we're going to keep it here. The regional next week at Harrisburg. Mules will be the number 1 seed. The Hamilton County Foxes will play Harrisburg on the first night, Billy. I think you and Danny are going to be down there for that one.
I don't know. I forgot who. I think Danny's going to be down there, but I'm not sure who's with him.
Okay. Well, I assumed you were, and the camera lady, but I don't know. But anyway, the winner of that game will take on Fairfield on Tuesday night. I thought that Fairfield game was going to be Wednesday, but I looked at the bracket again today, and they're playing it on Tuesday. And that might be a problem for me because Mount Vernon plays Cahokia that night.
That camera lady, she's getting sassy with me anymore. I come in the other day, and Danny says, "Hi, Billy, how you doing? What do you say?" And I said, "Oh, not much." She goes, "I don't believe a word of that."
Look at these offensive rebounds by the Mules. They missed the free throw, had 2 more shots at it. Ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Flora. It's going to stay with Fairfield as they get after it. You know, I saw the Nashville Hornets put on a textbook for rebounding the other night against the Payneeville Panthers. We'll talk about that as we come along here. Ball goes inside. It's off of Flora. It'll stay with Fairfield. if you can emulate the way that Nashville rebounds the basketball, I guarantee you're going to have success. And Fairfield was there scouting them the other night. Here's a wraparound pass that's stolen away by Cole Young by the Wolves. They get it ahead to Schaefer. Schaefer now to Cone. Cone's going to fire a long three, and that's wide right. There's a rebound inside by Wiles, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by the Mules. 29 seconds left. Yeah, in that game the other night between Nashville and Pinckneyville, Nashville limited Pinckneyville to two offensive rebounds.
Wow.
There's almost a steal by the Wolves, or by the Mules. Now knocked away by Hicksonball. Got those long arms going. 19 seconds left.
You wonder how that could happen. You'd think, man, you'd get 2 rebounds, wouldn't you?
You would think. But if you see the way they were boxing out and getting after the basketball. Look at that reverse layup there by Nick Schaefer. Nice play by Schaefer. 23-17 as the Wolves cut it back to 6. We're down to 3.8 seconds left as the ball is out of bounds. Here's a long baseball pass down by Flora. Shot is put up behind the arc by Schaefer. It's no good. Horn sounds. That's the end of the first quarter. A high-scoring first quarter. After one, it's Fairfield 23 and Flora 17. We'll come back with second quarter action in just a moment here live on AreaSports.net.
The old saying goes, nothing beats free. People's National Bank agrees. Free checking is just that, free. You get free paper statements. Your first box of checks are free. Unlimited check writing plus free access to over 25,000 ATMs nationwide with the Money Pass Network. If you like free, and we think you do, stop by People's National Bank today and open your free checking with only $100. People's National Bank, serving Southern Illinois farmers and businesses since 1909. Member FDIC.
Welcome back to the Mule Barn. Randy Olson along with Billy Rocket. What do you think of that first quarter there, Rocket Man?
Well, I don't think the Wolves come in here and going to let them intimidate them. Mm-hmm. They played with confidence. They've got their shots. They've got a few turnovers. But
and they had the lead there for a while.
And had the lead there, yeah. And they know they got to come in here and score a bunch of points. They're probably going to have to score in the 60s or better.
They know they got to shoot a high percentage.
Yeah.
Too.
There's only 3 fouls, so it's been pretty clean up and down.
All right, we start second quarter action. It'll be Flora basketball. If you just joined us, Flora in the orange uniforms, and, of course, Fairfield in their home whites here on senior night. Flora 6-21, but they've really played some good basketball as of late. Again, they took Salem to overtime the other night and also played Paris a 2-point game as they lose it out of bounds. They are a young team, and they don't have a whole lot of size either. Tallest guy on the floor for Flora is 6 feet tall, so you can see that they're behind the 8 ball size-wise and experience-wise, but they're playing hard. And they've been playing much better as of late. Here's the alley-oop, but this time Flora is right there to box out.
I'm not sure if Wiles didn't.
That was
he did some boxing on that one.
Yeah, he did. Alex Wiles got his butt in him, and he drove him back because he had Estes pinned along the baseline there. He saw that alley-oop coming. He said, "You're not catching it this time, big boy. You are not catching it this time." He wouldn't let him jump. Good play by Wiles. He's got the ball right now. He goes to the left wing to Young. Young's going to shoot from the elbow. He got it. Cole Young, just a freshman, by the way, for the Flora Wolves. 23-19, Flora cuts it to 4. And we apologize for the cameraman that's down there in front taking pictures. I don't think he probably realizes he's in our shot, but he is, and that's a bit of a problem there along the baseline. We'll try to get him to maybe move to another angle at halftime. We get a chance to talk to him. All right. Down on the baseline. Here's a pass to Cone. And a little push-off going to be called on the Mules against Wyatt Gilbert. Almost a capacity crowd here tonight. A few seats left on the Flora side. I don't think there's any left here on the Fairfield side, though, unless it's in your lap, Billy.
I've got room for 2 over here. They'd have to behave themselves, though.
Hey, you were complaining that it was hot in here tonight.
I thought it was hot.
You know, Danny said the same thing when he was here the other night, too. It was warm.
There's
Traveling
more
violation.
sitting around us, though. You know, they're up here behind us where they wasn't near us. Well,
maybe
last
they can,
time we was here.
Maybe they can crack that window open a little bit behind us. Mules in the front court again as O'Neill has it. Comes out to Reese Lee. Over here to Wyatt Gilbert.
Remember, I had dressed warm because I had pumped gas today.
Yeah, you did have to pump gas. It was gas pumping day. Here's a shot from O'Neill, and it's off no good. Rebound by the Wolves as they bring it up. Shot is partially deflected, brought back the other way by the Mules.
Ooh!
Here comes Estes, and he goes in for the shot, and he's fouled.
I think it's on Cole Young, isn't it?
I think probably so. Let's see.
Yep.
Estes will go to the line. Stops the clock with 5:50 to go here in the first half. Got it. Championship teams make free throws.
Yes, they do.
Saw that last night in that girls' game between Belleville-Altoff and Hamilton
That one
County.
girl had, what, 10 for 10 at the line at one time?
Yeah, I think she ended up 11 out of 12, Danny said. Flora with the ball in the front court. And with it is Gavin Warren, who checked in the game. Now it comes to Wiles and almost taken away. Picked back up again by Cone. And here's a steal by Cantrell. He's going to take it down, lay it up and in. Boy, it hung on the rim there for a moment, but then it went down. 27-19. Mules by 8. Flora breaks the press again. They go down the lane. A little bit of a wild shot there by Schaefer. Rebound by the Mules. Cantrell will bring it back up. Here's a shot from Zerlini, and he's raining threes out there. 30-19. Again, with his size, it's just so hard to get a hand in his face.
He can hit threes. I'd like to know what his shoot percentage for the year on threes is.
We'll have to ask Coach and find out. I'd say it's pretty high. From the top of the key, there's a three as well. And that's Andrew Conrad. He's a junior. He's only 5'6". He hits the three for Flora. 30-22. Shot is up, no good. Rebound by the Wolves. As Conrad comes out there with it to Schaefer. Schaefer gets it down on the right wing to Warren. Here's a give in the corner now. Cone has it. Back out to Conrad. Mules staying in that man-to-man. Extending that defense out a little farther as Wiles has it. Guarded by Estes. Now here is a drive by Warren. He's cut off. To Wiles. Back in the corner again. Mules not letting them shoot. There's a steal by Reese Lee. All the way down and lays it up and in. There's more of that defense creating offense, Billy.
Yeah, and you know, Flora wasn't having that bad a possession either. Just all of a sudden, one bad pass.
Well, Reese Lee is so good at jumping the passing lane. I mean, he anticipates, and that's part of it, is anticipating and then having that jump. And he's got that jump and that anticipation. There's a nice pass down low, but the shot is missed by Wiles. He had his man sealed, but he couldn't make the shot.
Fairfield's letting him get into that paint a little bit, more than what I would want him to do.
Reese Lee takes it down inside. It goes in, but it's not going to count. It hit the top of the backboard. Oh, that was a good one. Hickson ball is going to come back into the game for the Mules. Also checking in is going to be Noah McElravy. And Luke Dagg also coming in to the game for Fairfield. 3:06 to go here first half. Fairfield up by 10. Looking for their 28th victory of the year, which would be a brand new school record. Most wins in a season. And they're not done yet. You got Carmi Friday night and then the regional next week. Christian Gosey has it. Guarded out front by Zerlini. And he'll give it up now to Cole Young, guarded by Hicksonball. Young tries a bounce pass inside, and tying him up is going to be McElravy. Possession arrow to the Mules. Good defense, Billy.
It is. Flora's getting it in the paint, but, they either throw it away or get tied up or get blocked or...
Here's a shot from the left wing by McElravy, and he gets it. And we saw him do that in the JV game, and he can fill it up out there. No doubt about it. Of course, McElravy is just a sophomore, and so he's going to be around a couple more years here for Fairfield.
About had a steal there by
almost.
Zerlini.
On the baseline, Schaefer has it. Gives it to Wiles. Back to Schaefer on the give and go. Ball's loose. He falls down. Gets over to one of his teammates. The shot's up, no good. Offensive rebound. Back up. Short this time by Schaefer. And then a collision down on the baseline, and Schaefer goes down hard. He's in some pain.
Yes, he is.
I might have landed on his wrist. If he's trainer's right there on the scene. And Coach Leib's going to come out and take a look at it.
I'm not for sure if he didn't get caught up with his own teammate.
They called the foul on McElravy. And getting up off the deck is Nick Schaefer, and he's going to get to the line under his own power, it looks like.
Nick's had a good game so far. He's got 12 points. He's in on every play down there for Flora.
Are they calling that an intentional foul because they don't have anybody on the line? I think Coach McElravy is wanting to get an explanation here. He's not happy with what he's hearing. And now officials going to come over and talk to Coach Leib about it.
See, and I'm not for sure if Nick Schaefer, unless they change the rule, can shoot free throw. Once the trainer comes out, you've got to leave. But I guess they're leaving him in.
Well, it looks to me like they're going to give the ball out of bounds to Flora rather than shooting free throws. I mean, he was not in the act of shooting, I don't think. He was on the baseline on a rebound. Well, out of bounds to Flora with 1:57 to play here in the first half as the inbound comes inside, and it's taken away and stolen by the Mules. Had to get it to McElravy. He'll fire up a three. It's short, no good. There's Luke Dagg corralling the rebound out to Hicksonball. Around to Gilbert. He'll fire away from three, and he got it. Wyatt Gilbert.
He didn't miss. He didn't get rusty on his time off, did he?
He sure didn't. Looks like that ankle's going to be just fine. Just in time for postseason as a shot from the baseline is good by Cole Young. Young makes it 38-24.
Foul on Alex Wiles.
As the Wolves staying close enough, staying within distance. 1:19 to play here in the first half. Hicksonball lost it and taken away by the Wolves as Schaefer comes up with it. Goes it ahead now to Cole Young, and he'll leave it out there with Isaiah Cohn. And we're approaching 1 minute to go here in the first half of play. Wolves with a shot from the right wing. It's good by Schaefer. Schaefer's got a nice shot.
He does, and he's the type of ball player that can hit that mid-range jumper that you don't see no more.
Yeah, he was just inside the line, so it was a two-pointer. Look at Wyatt Gilbert.
Wow.
Beautiful play by Gilbert with the left hand. Foul's called to Gilbert after the abuse. Will go to the line for the and one. Makes it 40-26. Yeah, that was a nice play by Gilbert.
It was a nice play. A little shake and bake there, wasn't it?
Well, you know, he's a right-handed player, and he shot that one with a left hand as he kind of changed hands in midstream there. Knocks down the free throw. Fairfield shooting good free throws here in the first half play. 41-26, 15-point lead. There's a trap. Flora gets rid of the basketball, gets it down low to Wiles, and he scores. 41-28. Mules are going to run it down probably for the final shot of the half as O'Neal has it. He's going to back it out now with 12 seconds to go.
Denny just texted me and said he's having a ski and a big piece of chocolate pie with Cool Whip.
How about that? Here's a shot. It's up and in by Wyatt Gilbert. He faked his defender, got him up in the air, then knocked down the short jumper, and there you go. You were talking about those mid-range jumpers there, Billy. And there's one by Gilbert to end the first half of play. Did they put that one on the board?
I've got 43.
I've got 43 as well. I don't think they put it on the board. They counted that. I'm going to count it too. Our halftime score is Fairfield 43 and Flora 28. We will come back and take a look at the first half stats and so much more coming up here on AreaSports.net.
As a craftsman, Gordy had imagination and vision. As a business owner and machinist, he understood all the moving components and how important they were to making things work. When he dreamed of building his business, he knew he needed help. FNB provided the spark necessary to ignite his growth. That partnership has proven to be his best creation yet.
It's the heating season, and Wainwright Propane and Sporting Goods remind you that they have fast, reliable propane delivery service to your home or farm. And if you need those propane bottles filled up, you can bring them to Wainwright Propane and Sporting Goods for fast service. Looking for a wide selection of guns and ammunition? You'll find it at Wainwright Propane and Sporting Goods. You can even search online through our website at wainwrightpropane.com. And don't forget, we also have hot tubs and supplies for your hot tub as well at Wainwright Propane and Sporting Goods, located on West Main Street in. Welcome back here to the Mule Barn. The Fairfield High School cheerleaders have rolled out some safety mats here on the floor. They're doing a routine for the crowd here at halftime for entertainment. 43-28 is our halftime score. They finally put that up on the scoreboard here in the gym. We've got it on our scoreboard as well as the Mules lead it by 15 points. And Billy, your thoughts on that first half play?
Well, I tell you what, Fairfield. You know, they're letting Flora drive down their lane. They're really getting into paint more than what I would want them to be. But a lot of times it involves a block or a throwed-away ball or a missed shot or something. Fairfield's getting real lucky on the defensive end on that. And, you know, just not too long ago, we had a one-point ball game.
Yeah.
You know,
and Flora led for a little bit.
And Flora led for a little bit. And next thing you know, right now, you know, you're looking at, 15 points?
Yeah.
And that's just the way Fairfield's defense to offense is. You know, we're sitting here, we're like, oh, that was a good play, and, you know, this and this and this, writing it down the book. Next thing you know, look, your scoreboard, and you're 15 up. Mm-hmm. Just a while ago, they was only one up or one down, you know.
Right.
And they've had some top of the circle steals, and that's just the way the Mules play ball.
Well, they got so many weapons, and again, that defense creates offense for them, too.
Wyatt Gilbert didn't even start tonight because senior night. He's been nursing a sore ankle. He's got 10 points at halftime.
Right. Yep.
You know.
No, he's playing well. You never know he had a bad ankle, would you?
I know. Zerlini didn't start, you know. He's already hit 2 threes. You know, he had been in 15, 20 seconds, hit a 3.
All right, well, give us some stats here at halftime, Billy Rocket.
Okay, for the visiting Flora Wolves, Nick Schaefer, who had shake off an injury a while ago, is leading the team with 14 points. Conrad with 3, Young 6, Gosey with 3, and Alex Wiles with 2. For the Fairfield Mules, Wyatt Gilbert and Brian Estes has 10 apiece. Reese Lee has 5, Hicksonball with 3, Landon Zerlini 6, Cody Cantrell 2, Luke Dagg 4, and Noah McAlevey come off the bench and hit a 3 for a halftime score of 43-28.
All right.
Not much fouling going on. It's
nobody in any foul trouble at all.
I think 4-4 on the fouls. The fouls has been so boring. I think I've missed one.
Got another halftime score here. Chester leads Goreville at halftime, 27-24. And we're going to check the ticker here and see if we can come up with some more for you. And a girls' regional semifinal game. It's Massac County leading Centralia. And again, that's 3A regional, 36-34. Up at Sisney tonight, halftime of a boys' game. It is Waltonville leading Sisney 21-19. We knew that would be a competitive game, and it is.
When did you know Waltonville was playing Johnson City last night? I didn't know it until they posted a score.
Well, we were just on it, man.
That
was one of those that was rescheduled. You know,
was it?
Snow. Yeah. Yeah, so I had that written down, and so it was on my schedule. So, yeah. Let's see. St. Anthony Bulldogs lead Altamont at halftime, 19-17. Also, Wayne City having their senior night tonight at home, and they're trailing North Clay at halftime, 22-17. And let's see what else we got. You see the end of that Flora or that Albany game last night? They beat Mount Carmel in overtime on a 3.
No,
we've got that video posted. But yeah, the Albany Tigers hit a 3-pointer just before the buzzer to beat Mount Carmel last night in overtime. Played that game on a Monday night.
There's 8 games in the Diamond tonight.
What else you got there?
I got Lawrenceville is at Carmi, Red Hills, Edwards County, El Dorado made the trek down to Massac. To Metropolis, Chester and Goreville. Chester's leading that conference, but Goreville is going to try to help Cesar out since Chester's 10-0 and Cesar's 9-1. And the Red Devils of Cesar's at Christopher. ZR is at Trico tonight, and Century goes to Vienna.
Well, hopefully it's not foggy in any of those places tonight.
Last
We're
night
trying
horrible.
to drive home. Yeah. A bad situation. All right, well, we'll check the ticker and maybe come up with some more scores for you here at halftime as we also enjoy music from the Fairfield High School Pep Band here at halftime in the Mule Barn, doing a good job. We'll take a brief break and be back with more in just a moment. Are you going out of town for a vacation or a weekend getaway? What are you going to do with your dog? That's easy. There's Jaggers Doggy Daycare in Mount Vernon. Jaggers Doggy Daycare is your one-stop shop for overnight dog boarding, doggy daycare, as well as dog grooming and obedience dog training. It's your dog's home away from home, and they will thrive, and they'll get one-on-one attention by a great staff. More information is available on the web at jaggersdoggydaycare.com. Jaggers Doggy Daycare, 414 Main Street in Mount Vernon. Sometimes you need an attorney who can look out for your interest. Located just a short drive away in Mount Vernon, Olson & Reeves offer a free consultation to discuss your needs. Everything is discreet and confidential. At Olson & Reeves, they can provide you with consultation and assistance with traffic law and DUIs, estate planning, living wills, divorce, real estate contracts, personal injury and accidents, as well as medical malpractice. Call Olson & Reeves, attorneys at law in Mount Vernon at 316-7322. Welcome back to the Mule Barn. Randy Olson along with Danny, or not Danny tonight. I got Billy. I got Danny on my mind because Danny just sent us a message here, Billy. Want to know, today's first day of pitchers and catchers reporting for spring training. He's wanting to know if the Cubs showed up for spring training today.
I hope they did. They say they did. I don't know.
I see you got some blue on today, but I don't see a Cub emblem on it.
No.
I'm surprised.
Let's see. My T-shirt on there. That could be a Cub game.
You've probably got something Cub on there, I'm sure. But, baseball season just around the corner as they officially have started spring training. So
it won't be long I'll be getting that Cub gear out. Hey, I've been wearing that Illini gear more here a little lately.
Yeah, the Illini have been playing well.
Well, they've been fun to watch.
Yeah, they, of course, got a win against my Sparty team, and they got 5 or 6 wins in the Big Ten now, so they're doing much better.
Illini's about like Fairfield. You play them, you know you've got to score a boatload of points. They scored 99 Saturday.
Yep, that is true. That is true. Final from the girls' 3A regional down at Benton. Benton eliminated Mount Vernon tonight, 51-37. Mount Vernon had won last night over Marion, but tonight Mount Vernon gets eliminated by Benton in the girls' 3A regional, 51-37. 43-28 is our score here as we get ready to start the third quarter. Again, we're glad that you're with us here, wherever you might be watching from. And, of course, we welcome all those Flora fans that are watching as well, not just the Fairfield fans. And so if you're watching the game tonight, you can log into our Facebook page at AreaSports.net on Facebook. Let us know where you're watching from and who you're rooting for tonight. We always love to hear from our viewers. All right, second half action underway. Flora has the basketball. It's going to be a foul on O'Neill. That's trying to make the penetration move was Isaiah Cohn. I think the photographer moved down to the other end, thankfully. So it won't impede our video shots here for you. Fairfield stays in their man-to-man defense. See what kind of adjustments both teams make here to start the second half. Turnaround shot is up and in by Isaiah Cohn. Cohn with the bucket makes it 43-30 as the Mules come back the other way now. Wyatt Gilbert over to O'Neill. O'Neill's going to drive. Brings it back out to Gilbert. Around to Hicksonball. Here's O'Neill driving baseline. To Lee. Back out to Hicksonball. He'll fire for three. It's off the back iron. No good. Rebound by the Wolves.
Did you see the Effingham Mount Vernon score?
No.
45-43 Effingham into three.
Into three. The Hearts lead Mount Vernon 45-43. Boy, that's a good game. And there's a banked-in shot by Isaiah Cohn.
Isaiah's come out to play this second half, hasn't he?
He sure has. That Effingham team, of course, had this Fairfield team down here by 7 points, and the Mules came back and beat them 69-63 in a game that we did on AreaSports.net earlier in the year. And, of course, Effingham is a 3A school, as is Mount Vernon. And they're playing that game tonight up in Effingham as O'Neill puts a shot up and in. Three-pointer. 46-32. Mules back up by 14. And, again, they show that.
That's O'Neill's first 3 points of the game.
Across they come to Cole Young. In the corner now. Shot is up, no good. There's an offensive rebound. Back up and in by Cole Young. Again, this Flora team is not very big, but they're pretty aggressive.
They are.
They will go after the boards.
Coach McElravy's not liking what he sees right now.
No, he is going to call another timeout. And
he's been outscored 6-3 so far this quarter.
Going to have a little meeting there of the minds. It's a 30-second timeout, so we'll just keep it right here. So Friday night, the Mules will wrap up their regular season. They'll go on the road at Carmi to play a team that they've beaten by more than 30 points twice. And so, you know, you would assume that they would probably do that again. But, you know, you never know, of course. Still got to play the game, don't you?
You still got to play it. Like I had a softball team one time. I told him, girls, I said, y'all look good on paper. But I said, I can't make you a champions on paper.
No. Here's O'Neill for three. It's off, no good. A battle for the rebound, tipped around. Hicksonball comes up with it.
And I pulled that we ain't very good thing all summer
did you?
long. Yeah, like a normal coach. And we ended up 16-0.
How about that? You pulled the Wayne Hurry on them. Huh?
Yeah.
We're not very good. We got more to work on, you know.
Yeah, coming to dugout, you know, in a shortened game and wonder what I could do better the next time.
Yeah. Well, timeout by the Flora Wolves now, as both coaches are using them, that's for sure. And he's going to take a 30-second timeout. We'll just again keep it right here. Now, postseason time again starts next week. That's going to be a lot of fun. Again, Fairfield going down to the regional at Harrisburg as they are the number 1 seed. Mount Carmel is a 2 seed. They'll be hosting as well, and so the Mules will not have to worry about Mount Carmel unless they would happen to meet them in the sectional. But the way it's shaping up, the Mules will get the winner of the Hamilton County Fox's Harrisburg game.
You know, in that 2A, could Chester be a sleeper?
Chester can be a sleeper. Absolutely. They've had a good season. They've had some quality wins. And they've played a pretty good schedule because they've picked up some games against some teams there in the Metro East area.
Played Murfreesboro,
yeah.
I know.
Yeah, they've picked up some good teams on their schedule. And I am a firm believer that strength of schedule makes a big difference in 2A basketball. Here's Wyatt Gilbert, gets the pass down to Reese Lee, but he throws it away. It's
last year before last, Tom Izzo at Michigan State took some heat over their record over their first 4 or 5 games, but the first 4 or 5 games he was playing top 5 teams.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Kansas, Kentucky, and he doesn't apologize for it.
No, he didn't have no sugarcoat team,
no.
You know.
No, he's a firm believer that, you know, it doesn't matter if you go undefeated. You've got to play quality opponents to be ready. Here's a 2-on-1 break. Hickson Ball is going to take it down and put it in over the rim. Nice steal by Hickson Ball, an easy bucket for the Mules. Back up by 14 as there's another steal. This time Gilbert's got it. Gets it over to Reese Lee. Lee out to O'Neal. And gives it to Estes, and he's going to be fouled. I think that's Cone reaching in on him.
It's Isaiah Cone's second foul.
We got 4:48 left to play here in the third quarter. Yeah, you mentioned Chester being a possible sleeper in 2A. There's some other teams that could fill that role as well.
Cesar? Don't know about Cesar.
Well, Cesar's going to be 1A.
Oh, that's right.
Cesar's 1A, yeah. Here is a missed shot and a breakaway for Flora, and the layup is up and in by Nick Schaefer.
Schaefer's got 16 points.
He's a good ball player.
He is a good ball player.
Flora hanging around, only down by a 12. Cantrell has it. Over to O'Neal, now to Hickson Ball. Back to O'Neal again. Swings it to Cantrell, to O'Neal. He'll drive, and he lays it in. How about that? All the way to the hoop for Jazell O'Neal. One of the seniors honored tonight before the game.
Jazell went the whole first half without scoring. He's got 5 now.
He's turning it up a notch. Talking about teams that could be sleepers in that Mount Carmel regional. I think the Red Hill Salukis could be a sleeper in that regional.
Yes, they could.
And Edwards County can be, too, because you never know what team's going to show up and play for Edwards County.
Right.
So, I mean, they've got the tools and got the talent. They could win that Mount Carmel regional. Question is, will they? Mount Carmel, of course, playing real good basketball right now as they almost beat Olney last night, but Olney beat them in overtime. And we know how good Olney is. They beat Fairfield. Here's a steal by the Wolves, and the layup is up and in by Cole Young. Flora getting a little defense, producing offense themselves here. 50-38, cuts the lead to 12. Down to 3:13 to play here in the quarter. Cantrell with it. He'll fire up the three. It's off the rim, no good. Good box out by Flora that time. Nobody around the rim for Fairfield. Cone will bring it up for the Wolves. Here's a shot from the elbow, and it's no good by Gosey. Rebound by Zerlini for the Mules. Yeah, Red Hill, I think, could be a dangerous team in that Mount Carmel regional. I think they could be a sleeper team there. Here's Hickson Ball out to Cantrell. To O'Neal. He'll fire from the corner. It's no good. Luke Dagg tips it to Hickson Ball. Hickson Ball goes up with the left hand and puts it in. That was some good determination that time by Kane Hickson Ball.
You know, Red Hill's one of them teams like Flora, though. The more they play, the better they get.
Steal by O'Neal is no good, and then Hickson Ball with the follow. And the Mules are getting a little bit more tenacious right now, and the Flora Wolves call timeout. And this will be a full timeout this time. So with that, we will take timeout as well and be right back in a moment here on AreaSports.net.
Underwriting on the Vine is made possible by Fairfield Printing, Graphics, and Sporting Goods. You can support your favorite team with T-shirts and other team gear, including Sisney, Wayne City, Fairfield, Jasper, New Hope, and others. The new location features a larger showroom with more products and services being added. Fairfield Printing, Graphics, and Sporting Goods also does banners in a variety of sizes, as well as business printing needs like letterhead, envelopes, and business cards. Their website is fairfieldprintingandgraphics.com, and we appreciate their underwriting.
Randy Olson along with Billy Rocket here. We're in the third quarter, 2:15 to play with Fairfield leading at 54-38. We're talking about sleepers coming up in postseason play, Billy. That first round game down at Harrisburg next week between Harrisburg and Hamilton County. Foxes are the 10 seed and Harrisburg is the 8 seed, but the Foxes have a chance to win that game.
They had a 2-0 weekend. You know, their confidence level, Garrett Webb's confidence levels went sky high right now. Brady Thrain's coming off the bench. He's a good-looking freshman.
Yeah.
Can throw up a three.
After this much basketball this year, I'd say he's no longer a freshman.
No.
He's graduated to sophomore status.
The other night they had to have freshman JV and then varsity. He scored 44 points in all three of their games.
Isn't that something? Flora methodically breaks the press. They get it down on the baseline. The shot is up and in from the baseline, and that's Grant Benke, a freshman at 6'4", who checks into the game. So there's a little size coming off the bench.
Well, you know, when you go to pick that very first round, you know, even in the NCAA tournament, you know there's going to be an upset.
Yeah, you know there is.
You know there is. Now, where in them brackets is this going to be? You know.
Well, almost every single year in the NCAA tournament, without fail, almost every year, the 12 will beat a 5.
Yeah,
12 will beat a 5. Almost. Oh, there's a dunk. That was with authority. Holy cow. That was a quick one, too.
That was a quickie.
He just kind of tossed it up with the underhand,
and so
he's flushed it.
Everything's the same in high school. You know, somewhere there's going to be an upset.
Yep.
I'd like to see it be the Foxes, but
three-pointer on the way by Gavin Warren, a sophomore for the Wolves. Again, Flora not going away, 56-43. Minute 9 left. Here's Cantrell giving it to Dagg. Over to Estes. He'll put it up. It's no good. There's Luke Dagg with the offensive rebound. He grabs it in midair and scores.
He come out of that second row of bleachers and put it back up in there.
That was a strong move.
It was.
By Luke Dagg, making something happen for the Fairfield Mules.
I didn't even see him cut to the basket, and I was looking right straight at it.
He was flying. 58-43. We're under a minute to play here in the third quarter. Wolves with it. Here's a shot up, and that's going to be short by Cole Young, but foul's going to be called. I thought the ball was deflected. He might have got a little bit of his wrist, too, apparently. Yeah, it all begins next week. Postseason play. Should be fun. So at the line, Cole Young. Missed that free throw. Got another one coming. Here's a shocker for you. Michigan State upsets Wisconsin. At Wisconsin. Thank you, Sparty.
Michigan State upsets them?
Yeah. Well, it's at Wisconsin, though. I mean, you know, that is an upset, even though both teams are ranked in the top 20. And Penn State leads number 6, Michigan, 48-33 in the second half.
Penn State's been struggling this year.
But they're beating Michigan. So that could.
Oh,
there's another one. Holy cow.
Holy cow.
He came flying
through
that time.
I seen that one coming.
That was a beautiful pass from the corner.
The old rim bent down on that one.
Just threw it up by the rim, and Estes went up and got it and slammed it home.
Oh, they got numbers.
60-44.
Boom! There's another one, Randy.
Dunks all over the house.
Was that Luke Dagg?
There's dunks all over the house. Everybody getting in on the fun. And at the horn at the end of the third quarter, that brought the crowd to their feet. Yes, indeed.
I got to let out a boom, didn't I?
I tell you. A lot of booming going on here in the final minute of this one. Fairfield having some fun with a dunkathon. All right, after three quarters, it's 62-44. Fairfield leading it. And we'll be back with more in just a moment here live on AreaSports.net. Back at the Mule Barn, where the Fairfield Mules just had a dunk-a-thon there in the final minute of the third quarter with 3 dunks pretty close together. And all were pretty impressive. A shot from the corner is no good. You'll want to go back and watch those on archive. Cantrell has it, gives it to Reese Lee, puts it up, and yep, Reese Lee. And all of a sudden it's up to a 20-point game, 64-44. Another really important score from the Big Ten tonight, Billy. These are some big games tonight. Purdue goes down tonight.
Oh,
they lose on the road at Maryland, 70-56. The race is tightening in the Big Ten.
They was in second place. They'd moved ahead of the Sparty.
Here's a steal by O'Neal. And he's going to give it to Gilbert. Gilbert gives it to Cantrell. There's that unselfish basketball by the Fairfield Mules.
Into 3, Edwards County 40, Red Hill 36.
That's a big game.
Yes, it is.
And again, both those teams are going to be in that Mount Carmel Regional next week.
You know, you're talking about them dunks. I know we enjoy them up here, and we're how many feet away from them.
Mm-hmm.
And but there's something else when you're officiating there, and you're just standing right there on the baseline and they're doing it. It's kind of like you're just looking in awe.
Did you ever get kicked in the face or anything from somebody dunking it where they went up so high and you were too close to the basket where they made contact with you, Billy, when you were officiating?
No.
That ever happened? You were smart enough to get out of the way.
Yeah.
Huh? There's O'Neal with a jumper.
I did call a foul on a kid at Carrier Mills one time, and I lost him.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm walking with my arm up, with my head turned, and hit another kid coming right at me. I mean, it stunned us both. You have to stop and get it together.
There's another steal by Wyatt Gilbert. Mules on the run. Look out, there's another one. All the way down, Brian Estes on the assist from Wyatt Gilbert. Estes having some fun here in the Mule Barn tonight.
I hope that north rim's made out of good stuff.
I was going to say, he bent the rim down pretty far on that one, didn't he? He sure did.
There was people under him. Into third quarter, Lawrenceville 37, Carmine 32.
And you got some more? Well, I'll tell you what, with the Michigan State win tonight and the Purdue loss and the fact that Michigan is also losing tonight, that could change the standings in a hurry here in the
yes, it could.
In the Big Ten.
NCOE defeats Carrier Mills 37-30.
Okay.
Wildcats hang on.
Again, we'll have these scores posted for you a little bit later on tonight here on our sports website at AreaSports.net. Back to live action here. 6:04 to play in the game. Flora down 70-46. And, again, just don't have the size to be able to do much about some of those alley-oops and dunks, but they do still play hard, and they get another layup right there. 70-48. I think if you're Coach Phil Lieb, you got to be happy with the way your Wolves team has improved throughout the year. You know, it took them a while to get their first win, and now they've got 6 wins on the season, and they've come so close with many others. Reese Lee buries one from the left corner pocket. That's a deep 3 ball by Lee, 73-48. Again, this crowd here tonight for senior night, enjoying it as the Mules are about to make school history and set the all-time record for most wins in a season. This will be their 28th win tonight. But again, they're not done yet. You got Carmi on the road to close out the regular season Friday night, and then the regional begins next week. Again, Fairfield will play on Tuesday night in the regional at Harrisburg. They'll play the winner of Hamilton County versus Harrisburg. Hamilton County is the 10 seed. Harrisburg is the 8 seed. Winner of that game gets Fairfield on Tuesday down at Harrisburg. Ooh, they had a guy wide open there underneath. They missed him.
Well, I told you today I called a continuous clock, and I thought I might have overshot my mouth, but
there's a 3 ball.
Closer.
Getting closer. 3 ball is knocked down there by Isaiah Cohn. And the Mules back the other way again. That's missed. Battle for the rebound. Saved by Cohn. Wolves have it. They throw it ahead. They've got a 2-on-1 break. Nice ball movement inside. They get it to Andrew Conrad, and he scores. (73-53) now. Mules by 20 with 4:25 left to play. Here's O'Neal for 3. It's in and out, no good. Rebound by Cohn for Flora.
Did everything but count.
Hit all parts of the rim, didn't it?
Yep.
And there's a 3 ball by Cohn. Isaiah Cohn, one of the 2 seniors on this Flora team. Here's Reese Lee, top of the key. That's in and out, no good. Rebound by Flora.
Estes hung on that rim too much. They can't get anything to go down this quarter.
Been it just enough where it won't go down. So. Yeah. From the corner, there's a deep ball. Nick Schaefer. And Flora is heating up now. It cut the lead back to 14. And Coach McElravy said, you got to guard those guys out there. And he's going to call timeout to talk about exactly that. Timeout on the court. We'll take timeout too. We've got 3:41 left in the game, and we'll be back with more in just a moment.
Carter Turf and Tractor is now open in their beautiful new location on West Main Street in Fairfield in the former Save-A-Lot building. Carter Turf and Tractor is your area dealer for high-quality Kubota tractors in a variety of sizes. Perfect for a landscaping business or to easily handle a variety of jobs around your home or farm. They can customize a solution for your needs. They also have the Kubota RTV utility vehicles for on-road and off-road transportation and hauling needs. When there's mowing or lawn work to be done, Carter Turf and Tractor has you covered with Exmark riding mowers and walk-behind mowers. They also feature a good selection of Echo brand brush cutters, trimmers, and chainsaws, as well as Honda and Generac generators. Come in and see for yourself at the new Carter Turf and Tractor, open 8 to 5 Monday through Friday and 8 to 2 on Saturday.
Back at Fairfield, the band director, Joshua Livesay, is having a lot of fun out there with the student body right now.
You know how we harp on free throws?
Yes.
North play 46, Wayne City 36. North play goes 12 of 13 from the free throw line in the fourth quarter alone.
That's why they won the game. Is that a final?
Yep.
That's why they won the game by 10, because they made all those free throws. You don't make those free throws, you lose.
No.
You know. Free throws are important. Absolutely they are. Out of bounds to the Mules as the pass is intended for Hickson ball, stolen by the Wolves and then blocked by Fairfield as they get back defensively, and now Wyatt Gilbert's got it. And Gilbert's going to be fouled, and we're going to have, that's only the 4th team foul to be out of bounds to Fairfield. Not a lot of fouls called in this game.
Into 3, Chester 47, Goreville 40. Black Cat's hanging in there.
And the shot is up and no good there by Gilbert.
Into 3, Sesser 28, Christopher 21.
Another one by Gilbert's good. 74-59. Wolves will bring it back up with 3:20 left in the game. Again, Fairfield won the JV contest, too. They've only lost one JV game all season. Cole Young has it for the Wolves. Comes over to Isaiah Cohn. Cohn guarded by Hickson ball. Going to hand it off to Young again. Young works on Estes. And they go in the corner to Schaefer. His shot's no good. Rebound by the Mules. O'Neal brings it up. 2:42 to go in the game. Into Estes. Over to Reese Lee. To Hickson ball. He'll fire away. Got it. 3-pointer from the corner.
That sounds good. 3-pointer from the corner.
Yes. He's got a nice stroke, doesn't he?
He does.
It's a beautiful shooting for him and quick release. So if you're going to guard him, you're going to have to guard him early. There's a steal, and there goes Reese Lee. He's got the layup. And the Mules are back up by 20.
Am I going to get you a camera lady?
Yeah, I almost need the camera lady on that, didn't I? I let go of the camera for one moment, and we had a view of the ceiling there in the Mule Barn. All right, exactly 2 minutes to go, and into the ball game is Luke Dagg and Cantrell, and also checking back in will be Logan Trent. And big round of applause for the Mules going to the bench, which were Reese Lee, Brian Estes, and Wyatt Gilbert. These Mule fans really appreciate their efforts.
Effingham 66, Mount Vernon 60 final.
What a game that must have been. From the top of the key, it's no good. Tip back out. Down underneath, there's a ball fake, and then blocked by Dagg. Dagg got faked out, but still managed to block it. And on the other end, we're going to have a foul called as Hickson ball had it.
That's a pretty aggressive foul, too.
That's going to be on Cone. And they're getting ready to...
Edwards County 58, Red Hill 51 for a final, Randy.
All right.
Zerlini for three from about 23 feet.
(82-59) after that long bomb. And the Mules call timeout with 1:33 left. And Jeffrey Zerlini has checked into the game. Again, because of his knee injury, he's not been able to play all season long. It also shortened his football career as well. And he's out there with a leg cast on, and or leg brace on. He's going to come into the game for the final minute 33 here on senior night. So good for him.
In 1A, Cobden 63, Crab Orchard 38. Cobden could be a
sleeper in 1A.
Yes, they could.
You are absolutely right. Sure can be.
Wooden Shoes beat Mattoon 70-61 on senior night. Drake beats the Salukis 72-69 at SIU.
What's Drake's record in the Valley? About the same as the Salukis?
They've got a real good overall record.
There's Jeffrey Zerlini out there, number 55, as he gets a big round of applause. Again, seeing his first action. Again, had the knee surgery and just happy to be out there, I'm sure. If Fairfield gets the ball, I'm sure they're going to try to get it in his hands for a shot. But they got to get the ball first. Flora has it right now with 1:18 left. Both teams cleaning out their bench.
Coach Sleep takes one off the shoulder.
Yeah. Good thing it didn't hit his foot.
It's a good thing.
Caleb Freimeyer checks in for Logan Trent. And we'll try to get some of these Flora people here for you, too. Cone has got it right now, and they try to bounce pass it inside, and Zerlini's got it, and here they go. Watch for him to get it. There it is. He goes in for the layup. He missed it. They get it to him again, and he puts up the shot, no good. And then Zerlini commits the foul. Boy, he was trying, wasn't he?
Yes, he was.
You got to love it. Boy, they were all cheering for him over there, too. 51 seconds to go. 82-59. Let's see if the Mules can get it back. Flora has it. They go in the corner. Here's a shot up, and it's good. It's buried by Cone. Now they open the window.
Yeah.
Here's a long pass down to Zerlini, but it's intercepted and goes out of bounds. Going to be Flora basketball with 31 seconds left. 20-point game, 82-62. Flora with
who
the ball.
hit that last three? You say Cone?
I think it was Cone, yeah. Shot inside is up and in.
That was Drew Howe.
Hey, trying to get it inside to Zerlini. It's knocked away. Flora's got it. 9 seconds to play. It'll be Fairfield basketball. They're going to try to get the ball to Zerlini in the corner. He's got it in the corner. And he goes up and misses the layup.
Put back up, big
and
boy.
Puts it back up and got it on the third try. Zerlini scores just before the horn to end the ball game. And the Fairfield Mules win it in convincing fashion by a score of 84-64. Jeffrey Zerlini gets a bucket right there at the end of the game here on the senior night. The Mules with their 29th victory of the season, 29-2 overall. That's a new school record. No team in the history of basketball here at Fairfield High School has ever won 29 games. And these Fairfield Mules are not done yet. They've got a game at Carmi this Friday. And then, of course, they will be in the regional at Harrisburg next week. They'll play on Tuesday night.
We have an opportunity here before everybody vacates the court. We'd like to big congratulations to the Fairfield Mules and this senior class on setting the school record for wins with the win tonight over Flora. Don't forget to come out this Friday night down at Carmi to close out the regular season for an undefeated Black Diamond Conference Championship. The Fairfield freshman Mules start at 5:15. So come on down to Carmi. Regional pairings, if you have not seen the regional pairings, we will play the following Tuesday versus the winner of Harrisburg and Hamilton County in Harrisburg. Okay? 7 o'clock start on that evening at Harrisburg. No pre-sale tickets. There will be plenty if you've ever been to Harrisburg. There's plenty of room.
All right, athletic director Bob Wells explaining to the crowd that not only is this a school record tonight, and thanking everybody for coming out, but to encourage everybody to get down to Carmi Friday night as the Mules try to wrap up an undefeated Black Diamond Conference season and pick up their 29th win and then head into the regional 1 week from tonight where they'll play the winner of Hamilton County and Harrisburg. Billy, your thoughts on tonight's game?
Well, Randy, you got to give a hats off to the Flora Wolves. The Flora Wolves come in here and only got beat by 20.
Yeah.
I know to some people that's a lot, but how many times have we come in here and we watch teams that's maybe even better than Flora Wolves, and Fairfield puts a running clock on them in the fourth quarter.
Fairfield's put a running clock on a lot of teams this year.
So, there was times in the first half, Coach McElravy, he called 2 or 3 timeouts because he was upset with the truth because Flora was hanging in there, even had a lead at one time.
Right.
So, they was undersized. That's no doubt. They did a lot of driving in the paint. The Schaefer kid had 21 points. So, and of course, in Fairfield plays Fairfield's ball. You're looking, like I told you earlier, Flora's got to know they've got to throw up 60-plus points to even be in the game.
Yep.
Because Fairfield puts, I don't know what they average. You know what they average a game? It's probably a bunch, but they put 84 up on the board tonight. And
I think they average about 67 points a game and give up about 47 points a game. That's what Fairfield is.
But, if I was a high school coach and I've got to come into the Mule Barn, the first thing I'm going to tell my boys, I'm like, I hope you guys shoot good tonight. I hope, we've got to take good shots because them people's going to put up, we're down 67-0 when we walk in the gym.
yeah, there you go. That's right.
And,
well, tell us about it statistically tonight, Billy.
All righty. For the victorious Fairfield Mules, it goes 28-2 and sets a school record, and which I predicted they're not done yet. Reese Lee with 12, Wyatt Gilbert with 11, Jazelle O'Neill with 7, Kane Hicksonball with 12, Brian Estes with 16, Cody Cantrell 4, Landon Zerlini 9, Luke Dagg 8, and Noah McElravy 3, and Jeffrey Zerlini with 2.
How about
for
that?
A total of 84 points. For the Flora Wolves, coached by Bill Lee. Nick Schaefer had a game high up for the Flora Wolves at 21. Isaiah Cohn had 15. Andrew Conrad 5. Cole Young 11. Gavin Warren and Christian Gosey had 3 apiece. Alex Wiles, Grant Benke had 2 apiece, and Drew Howe had 3, with a total of 64.
All right, so 84-64 is the final as Fairfield improves to 28-2 on the season.
You know, out of all of that, we're looking at 148 points.
Yeah.
Flora was 1 for 2 from the line. And let me see here.
How about that? Adding up the Fairfield totals there.
And Fairfield was 5 for 7 from the line.
All right.
So a total of, what did I say, 9 free throws between the two teams.
Yeah, with all the points being scored tonight. Yeah, 148 points being scored tonight. Yeah, not a lot of fouls called tonight, actually. Sure was not. But it was an entertaining basketball game. And, again, you tip your hat to the Flora Wolves because they did play hard tonight.
They did play hard, yeah.
They played real hard and made it a battle, and Fairfield lived up to the hype, though, again. We saw, 4 dunks tonight?
Several.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so we'll have to go back and watch those in the archive.
Estes had 2 or 3, and then
Luke Dagg.
Luke Dagg had 1. Luke surprised me.
Oh, he can get up there.
Yes, he can.
He can get up there. And there's other guys on this team that can get up there, too. We've seen Zerlini dunk them this year. We've seen Caleb Freimeyer dunk them, too.
Yes, when I got here tonight, I was sitting up here waiting on you, and the JV refs wasn't even out yet, and somebody from the JV team dunked one just on layups, you know. I'm just sitting there just not really paying much. All of a sudden I heard a thunk, and I see that rim over there. Everything moving. I'm like, uh-oh.
All right. Well, it's been fun here tonight in the Mule Barn. We hope that you've enjoyed it at home or on vacation or a hotel or wherever you may be, watching from wherever you're at. But we're just glad to be able to bring the broadcast to you. We will not be down at Carmi Friday night, okay? We won't be down there Friday night, but plans are for us to be at the regional next week unless they surprise us somehow and tell us that we can't be there. You never know what's going to happen with the IHSA, but our plans are to be there next week at Harrisburg to cover the Mules at the Class 2A Regional. So for Billy Rocket, I'm Randy Olson, again saying thanks for watching, thanks for listening. Anything else you want to add, Billy?
So long, Miss McElravy. This game was for you.
I love it. Okay. So long from the Mule Barn as the Mules win at 84-64.